Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. We're talking here about Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, issue number 1. And this is volume 2, because they had the Secret Wars tie-in thing recently. Anyway, so this right here, I'm going to tell you first off how I felt going into the comic. I didn't want to read this comic. I honestly didn't. And if it wasn't going to be a thing where somebody says, oh yeah, man, here, go ahead, check it out. If you like it, buy it. If not, eh. And I didn't buy it, but I kind of feel like I should have because it was actually pretty good. It was more than pretty good. It was good. And I don't know. I get kind of sick and tired of seeing Peter Parker just always whatever and all the things he does, but he's a specific taste, and being the same character for we're going on a lot of years now. We're going on, wow, a lot of years, about 50 years now, eh? And it gets a little bit cumbersome going reading these comics like this, but this comic was actually a good comic. And this reminds me of the Spider-Man of yore. But more than that, Mary Jane is now a spider character also. Spider-Man has a device built into his suit and into her suit that transfers his powers to her. Not transfers them like, here, I don't have them anymore, now you do. No, rather, she can tap into those powers. I don't know that he gets any weaker because of it, but, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. A code is a code. It's not going to detract from the original code. And if that's how they're doing it, then it makes perfect sense. I don't think it's a power transfer. It's just a code that seems to be transferred over. And maybe they'll get into how that works more later. But for now, I'm happy enough to just simply know that she gets to tap into his powers like that. They've also got a daughter. And little Annie Mae is a very, very fun character. She really reads like a little girl. Now, the comic starts off the way that all parents know how things start off. He's out fighting the scorpion, and yeah, every so often I'm out fighting the scorpion, and my wife will call me up and say, hey, code green, which of course means that the kid's asleep, and we can get a little bow chicka bow wow going on. And yeah, it's just exactly that graphic. And of course he goes home and, nope, sorry, she's actually awake, and she's trying to fix the webbing to make it better, to improve on it, because she's a smart kid. I mean, she's Parker's daughter, so she's trying to improve that stuff and just messes up. And there's a giant T-Rex where it came from 20,000 leagues below the sea, or came from the center of the earth. No, for real on that one, because the Molenoids come out, and where Molenoids travel, usually the mole man is not too far behind, and he shows up, and yeah, antics ensue. It's a very fun comic. It's surprisingly fun comic. Like, we hear about web warriors, and we hear about the Spider Family. This is actually the Spider Family. This is Mr. and Mrs. Parker and baby daughter Parker. I mean, it's just great to know that she's not an illusion by Mephisto. Oh, guys, please don't ever do that. Please don't make that actually be a part of the storyline. But we've had enough of that with the Scarlet Witch and her inventing kids. But this was a really good comic. And it was really good just because I went in there with really bad thoughts about this comic. And it turned out to be pretty good. So I was impressed. I was very happy with this. I'm going to give this a solid B. It's a good comic. Go ahead and check it out. Guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.